Oh, how I have missed this tranquility in New York City. I remember when my mother brought me here. It was our special place. Oh, all the other kids, they opted for the play areas or the wide open spaces to fly kites. But my mother preferred a more tranquil spot. Oh, and I am glad she did. I think I have the most intimate memories of her and me here. Oh, good, there's still a bench here. Oh, I remember when Mom and I would sit. She'd tell me stories of when she was a child. Oh, I think I'll just sit for a while and enjoy this beautiful sunshine. Oh, gee. This bench is uncomfortable. Going somewhere, young man?
Oh, me? Hardly think of myself as a young man.
Oh, to me, everyone seems young. I asked you if you were going somewhere.
No, nowhere in particular. I just had to get out.
Well, now what could be bothering you, With his whole life ahead, just look around you. There is so much to enjoy.
What do you know? You don't know me. You don't know anything about my life.
Well, I'm not going anywhere right now. And it appears neither are you. Come, sit a while and we can talk.
With you?
Well, I really don't see anyone else around right now, do you, huh?
Okay.
Come on, what's your name?
Excuse me. You know, it's a beautiful day out. My name's Tom.
Oh,
I don't know what we talk about, though. We don't have anything in common.
oh, that's great. Unless you must be somewhere.
No, not
Where do you have to be next?
nowhere, I guess.
Oh, terrific. You know, I come here a lot. Most of the time, I just sit by myself with my thoughts. It's very peaceful, you know. But I find that I crave an interaction with a person desperately. Just to be able to talk and share thoughts. Nowadays, people are just too busy for carrying on a conversation, especially with a stranger. Oh, I suppose when I was your age, I might have been the same, but oh, let's face it. Back in those days, there were no electronic distractions like we have now. Oh, I fear the art of verbal communication is just dying out. What do you think?
I suppose so. I know I spend a fair amount of time on my phone texting. That is, when I'm not teaching.
Ah, so you teach, huh? Well, what would that be?
I'm a college professor. I teach psychology.
I see. And how do you resolve the problems that you carry deep inside? Oh, I suppose that's why people seek professional help. And I applaud that, but we really can talk to one another too. For instance, you and me. I get the impression that you are burdened with something that you really need to talk about, yet haven't found just that right person.
Yeah, I haven't found just that right person after all these years. Well, there was one person that I could confide in and not be judged. But she's been gone a long time now. And that bothers me.
Well, who was this person?
Oh, that was my mom.
Was?
Yeah, was. Today would have been her birthday. But she died of cancer many years ago while I was away at college. I still miss her. I feel like she was taken from me by an uncaring God. But what really hurts is that I wasn't there when she passed. She died all alone, with no one around. Not even her own son. He was a no-show.
Wow. That must have been right at the tip of your tongue. Just waiting for a time to come out. That was very brave of you, Tom, to share that with me. And I feel honored that you did so. But tell me, where was your dad in all this?
Oh, Mom and Dad divorced while I was in high school. Dad went off and made another life for himself with someone else. So, for 5 years, it was just Mom and me.
Oh, well, you must have grown very close.
Oh, we did. But for some very odd reasons.
Huh, why was that?
Well, when Dad left, it was not a pretty scene. I mean, Mom was very fragile. She became very depressed, unable to face the world. So much so that she almost lost her job.
Oh, no, what happened?
Well, depressed persons, like I said, don't want to face the world. So she'd call in sick a lot.
Did you worry about your mother?
Hell yes. I'd come home from school, find her moping around the house, sometimes sitting on the sofa, unable to face the day, unable to talk to me. There was times that
No.
just having a problem bringing it all back.
Well,
I don't know.
tell me now. Do you think your mother forgot about all the times that you were there for her, helping her to come to terms with it all?
I don't know. Probably not.
Well, exactly. A mother always carries in her heart all the blessings of her child forever. Oh, even on her deathbed, it is one of the strongest blessings to help her move on. Even if you were not able to be there, her heart and her thoughts were in her side.
You sound a bit religious. I suppose you believe in all that life after death stuff.
Well, it is a big part of my life. But it is for many people. They just don't know it. Now, as far as you missing your mother's death, was that intentional on your part?
No. I missed my connection at the airport. Lost track of time. Talking to someone, of When I realized it, though, I ran to the gate, but the doors were already closed. I was furious with myself, upset. They did get me on another flight, but it was 3 hours later. And then when I got there from the cab ride airport to the hospital, it was the longest ride of my life. It seemed like we were moving in slow motion. But when we got there, the nurse told me that she just passed.
Oh, how painful that must have been for you, you poor dear.
My mother used to say that.
What?
You poor dear. I'd come home from wherever and had a bad day, and she'd say, you poor dear. Or I'd call her on the phone from college with a problems that I was having. She'd say, you poor dear. I could still hear her voice. In fact, you sounded an awful lot like her when you said it.
Well, thank you for the compliment. You know, I think your mother was a very special parent with a very devoted son who seems to be punishing himself for one little thing compared to a whole life of loving and caring that he gave her.
You think so? You know, the problem was that she was gone. She was gone when I got there. I had so much I wanted to tell her, and now I just can't do that. I can't fix it.
Well, I don't think there's a need to fix anything. No. Your mother has been with you ever since she passed. She looks after you now just as much as she did then. Only, in a different way.
You really think so?
Oh, I know so.
They're in here.
Perhaps she is with me now. I'm really glad we had this talk. I feel like you know me so well, like you can read my thoughts. I never thought I'd find somebody that would be there for me to understand my frustration about how things turned out. I'm really glad you're here for each other. Thank you.
Well, you are more than welcome. I'm Marion, by the way, and,
Thank you. I forgot to ask your name.
I have to say that I got a lot out of our conversation, too. You know, I used to be a social worker. We were always trying to find ways to help our patients cope. Oh, our conversation made me think of my own son.
You have a son.
I did, and he cared for me deeply, but rarely confided in me. Oh, that's a whole other story. Well, thank you for sitting and chatting. Will you come back sometime?
Certainly, thank you. I will.
Oh, hello there. Where are you off to today?
Excuse me?
I asked you where you are off to today. You seem engrossed in your music.
Well, actually, I find it therapeutic when I want to be distracted.
Probably so.
Got that right.
Here, have a seat. My name's Marion. We can have a chat.
A chat. We don't even know each other, lady.
Oh, well, who knows anyone in New York City?
I would just as soon text. It is if I wanted to have a conversation with you.
Now that would be silly, wouldn't it, huh? After all, we are right here.
Well, I suppose I could stop. My name is Susan. My feet are killing me. I didn't realize Central Park was so big. I don't know how I got here, and I don't know how I'm gonna get anywhere. I've lost my way. I wish they had some maps at the entrances.
Well, I know that there are maps, but you have stumbled onto one of the hidden secrets of the park. Oh, there are several of these. They're hard to find, but when you do, it can become your haven for solace. Oh, I found this spot many years ago, and since then, I come here regularly.
Seriously.
Oh, yes. The hustle and bustle outside this park and this little spot can sometimes be overwhelming. You need to find time to focus inward and find out what's bothering you.
Who said anything's bothering me?
Well, I can see it on your face.
My face.
Oh, yes. I see a lot of trouble on your face.
Honey, I have you know, my life is just fine. Couldn't be better.
Well, I apologize for making you uncomfortable. It's just, I get a little lonely. And when you came along, you just reminded me so much of my own daughter. Oh, we used to have some of the most amazing talks about all different things.
Yeah, you know, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come off like that. It's just sometimes my past catches up with me and I can't figure out how to deal with it.
Oh, well, that sounds like something is very heavy on your heart. Does it have to do with someone you know?
Did know. Someone I did know. Now it's all just memories. Keep replaying in my mind periodically. There'll be something I come across and it'll just pull me right back to that time. For instance, I might read an article in the paper and it immediately triggers something inside me.
Oh, you poor child.
Funny. My mother used to say that. See, when I was very young, my mother just suddenly disappeared. My dad and I were left to figure out what had happened.
Did you?
No. As a matter of fact, the police came and went many, many times. They asked all sorts of questions of my dad. Not so much of me, but as time went by, it became clear. Days went to weeks to months. She wasn't coming back.
Did they find her?
No, they never found her, a lead, a body, anything. It was as if she had just vanished, like she'd been picked up by a UFO. I know, that sounds crazy, but I had seen that movie, oh, what was it? Close Encounters. That was my way of explaining it. My mother just would not have abandoned me and my dad. She was so loving, and then she was gone. Here I am in my 50s. I wish I could still talk to her. There are so many things I want to ask her. I want to know if she loved me. I want to know why she left. I want to know why she didn't come back. I'm still haunted like I was that little kid just 45 years ago.
Oh. I am so sorry for you. Your pain is for a lifetime. And it's clouding all the happiness that you could be having. Instead, you're still dwelling on it. Oh. Let me help you. Oh, let's pretend that I am your mother. Oh, let's say that after all these years, you find me sitting on a bench in Central Park.
Oh, I don't think.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Just hear me out. Consider this as just a practice run for that day. We can rehearse and you can get a feel for what it is you want to ask. I am a retired social worker. Oh, we used to do this all the time to help people talk about their problems.
All right. I'm not sure I can do this. You don't speak like my mother. You don't look like her. How do I get over this?
Well, hey, I am now your dear friend, the social worker, the only one in Central Park who knows what it is you've gone through. You can ask me anything. Just try something simple.
Well, let's see. What was my favorite soup?
Ah, easy. Tomato soup with oyster crackers.
Seriously? How could you know that?
Nah, just a good guess.
Mom, why did you leave me?
Honey, I didn't leave you. I've always been with you. Right next to you sometimes, just trying to make you feel at ease. Yes, I went away, but that wasn't my choice. Needless to say, I would never have abandoned you like that. I'm your mother.
But you didn't come back. You didn't leave a note. You didn't call. You just disappeared.
Oh, where I was not allowed to do that. Believe me, I would have. Oh, baby girl, you must understand that my time was over many years ago on that fateful day. But since then, I have been with you in spirit.
Wait a minute, Marion. You seem to be suggesting that my mother's dead? That she has been all these years? You can't know that.
Oh, you're right, my dear. I was just trying to help you bring some closure to all of this. You are right. I don't know what really happened. It's just that, sometimes I get these, premonitions of things. You know, I think it comes from all the times I sit on this bench and bask in the light of God. But, it felt very correct when I said it, like I was supposed to say it.
I'm not sure this is really helpful.
It can help if you let go of the past. Just accept it for what it is and move on in your life. I am sure that if your mother were sitting here, she'd be saying the same thing, wouldn't she?
I guess so.
Well, if I were your mother, I would say the same thing. Now listen, you are a bright woman at the prime of her life who needs to take care of herself and let her mother, wherever she is, look upon you with pride.
You know, Marion, having talked with you, I do feel a bit better. You've made me see things differently and more clearly than I have in years.
I'm so happy to hear that. You know, I'm often here on nice days. You are always welcome to come this way again, and we can have another mother-daughter talk.
I'd like that. Yeah, I'd like that. You know, there's still a lot more I would like to talk about.
Oh, you make my heart soar when you say that. I have missed that too.
That reminds me of the hugs my mother used to give me.
Oh, you can never get too many of them. Now, off with you into your big new world. Just take this path to the right. Take a left at the next cross path. It'll lead you right back to the main path and some signage about how to get out of this labyrinth.
Thanks, Marion.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
We'll have a 20-minute intermission.
West of where we were.
Where are we living? Flushing. It starts in Flushing.
Okay.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to get started with the second act, which is the last act. One thing I did fail to mention to you is that after the play, all the actors will be in the lobby. And be sure to get their autographs. That'll make them very, very happy. You may be able, that might be worth something down